Hiya! Welcome! So I've got a really special unboxing to do today. This is a personal grail of mine, this box set that I'm going to show you. It's from an eBay seller in Germany. A lot of money, but this has been something that I've wanted for my collection pretty much since the time I've been a Rammstein fan and collecting all their stuff, which was, I think, 15 years ago. I started to really get into them and start buying all their albums and singles, etc. Here's the box. It came via parcel force. It's quite big for what this is, so I think there's a lot of packing material in here. As although I've never held the item in my hands before, I can't imagine it filling out a box of this size. Before we get into it, and by the way, I have made 3 cuts into it already just so that it minimises any accidents and anything toppling over while I'm sat here trying to get it open. And I've still got my knife in case I need to make any more incisions, as it were. But the price, now then, it was a lot. Converted from euros into pounds, including postage, I think it wound up at something like £256 plus a few pence. But of course I had customs charges to pay after the fact, which were, and there is the label on there, they came to £60.18, which includes a parcel force handling fee of £12, don't forget. So essentially this box set was £310. But I wanted this so much. The contents within it aren't particularly rare, but just this whole package is just one of the most sought after items for Rammstein collectors. I think I've got a good deal personally. That's my justification to myself anyway. Excellent or even very good condition versions of this box set I've seen on Discogs and eBay go for more than double what I've paid. I've seen them go for 500, even people asking £600. So for me to get this for technically around 250, but you know, not including customs there obviously, I was very happy with. Funnily enough, there was one more of these box sets listed on eBay at the time that I bought this. I think it was a buy it now, and I don't think I made a best offer either. I just bought it outright. And it still had nearly a week left to run, and I think the list price was something like €180. Well, I wish I'd checked how much that went for, because I will bet anything that that went for not much less than what I paid, because these don't tend to go for anywhere near a bargain price unless you look on Discogs. I know there's a listing that comes around on there from time to time for one that's around €70, but it is in shit condition. It's got water damage, I think, like the poster missing, and it just looks awful. Apparently you can't actually see because Discogs don't show photos, but just the description of it from the seller makes it sound awful. So if ever you're after this and you see it for something really daftly cheap, don't buy it, because it's got to be in bad condition. This one here, there was loads of photos on the eBay listing, all high quality. I could see just how much this had been looked after. So enough preamble, I'm going to get into it. So opening this flap that I've made here, still need to be careful as it's quite a big box. In fact, yeah, it's a box within a box, which is always good to see, as it means the seller has taken extra care packaging it up. So that's the next box. We've got anything interesting in here. Got a load of like German, well, I don't know if it's newspaper, I think the magazine pages actually. Chuck that one out the way. And we'll get into this one. Do I need my knife? I don't think I do. No, it just comes open easy. Some more packing material in here, albeit pages from a magazine, but that's fine. Whatever works. Of course, it's a bit like pass the parcel this, because it's still wrapped up within this box. I'm so happy to get this. I'm treating this like kind of my birthday present to myself. A bit like how I treated the Rolling Stones in Mono box set. That was like a kind of Christmas present to myself. Really the only way I could justify the rather high price. So it's wrapped in paper and bubble wrap as well. This seller, I've got to give him good feedback just for how much care and attention he's taken in wrapping this. Oh, there's even left a note, look. Thanks a lot and best regards. Written in English. I mean, it would be pretty obvious that I was an English buyer, given my address and my name. He could have written it in German and I would have appreciated it. So this item was originally released in, it would either be 1997 or perhaps 98, because what's in it doesn't go up to past 97. I mean, you know what this is from the title of the video, but even so, just play along with me. I think we're almost here. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's lovely. I, at one point, didn't think that I would ever get to hold one of these because I just refused to pay £500+ for this. But £250, still a lot of money to anyone, I think, but for this, it was a good deal. It is the Rammstein Original Singles Collection, or Original Single Collection, but there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 singles in it. As you can see on the back there, it basically feels like a hardback book. It's got this bit of string here. You can imagine sort of a poor condition version of this would be so disappointing if it had been water damaged. So that's why I couldn't risk even taking a punt on one for sort of 70 odd euro plus taxes, postage, etc. To be bitterly disappointed by damage and contents missing. Everything is in here that should be in here, and the previous owner has obviously looked after this very, very well. So there's 6 Rammstein singles in it. I'll read them out for you. It's their first 5 singles. One of them was like a 2 CD set, so technically 6 singles but 5 tracks really. So Du riecht so gut, Seaman, those 2 were from the Herzeleid album, their debut album. Engel Fan Edition. Du hast, Engel and Du hast were from the Sehnsucht album, and the standalone single, their cover of Das Model. Now, I did used to own all those singles on CD. I've owned the contents within this before, but never the actual box or the poster. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else in it that is exclusive. I don't think so, but we'll find out in a moment. Yeah, I sold all my Rammstein CD singles, and I did have pretty much all of them when I moved to Ireland back in 2012. I kept all the albums, the CD albums, and still have those today. And in more recent years, since getting back into vinyl, I'm pretty much up to date with Rammstein singles on vinyl. There's one notable exception that was a Record Store Day release back in 2009, and it's a 7-inch with 2 tracks that are on the Liebe ist für alle da album. The money that goes for, it makes this look like a sensible purchase, because at least this is a box set, it's premium quality, and it's got, you know, a few things in it. It's not just one 2-track 7-inch single that people on the aftermarket are charging hundreds of pounds or euros for. But other than that, I'm pretty much up to date with the Rammstein vinyl singles. Don't want to get back any more of the CD singles into the collection. At the moment, I'm undecided. I wanted this because it's a box set, really, rather than me wanting the singles again specifically. I wanted this item as a collector's piece. But you never know. I never say never, really, when it comes to music collecting. You know, I wanted to get all the singles that I could on vinyl, and that was relatively easy to a point. They didn't even release anything on vinyl, singles or albums, up until the Mutter era in the early 2000s. So, you know, it was just a couple of 12 inches from Mutter, and then, you know, a few 7 and 12 inches following on. I've made 2 or 3 videos showing a load of Rammstein vinyl singles on the channel, so look back in the MISC VC and music collecting playlist for those. But let's get into this. I've been holding it here, dying to get it open and show you properly. How does it open? Ah, no, it just opens like a nice box, really. Oh, still had some bubble wrap in it, so still being protected here. CD single cases, at least the 2 on top, look in really nice condition, like they completely fresh out of the warehouse. So that's the 2 on top. Of course, I'll get these out and show you them all individually. There's Das Model, Engel Fan Edition. I'll show you these in a little more detail in a moment. Seaman, Du Hast, that was re-released on white vinyl a year or so, maybe a bit more, a year or so back, when Sane Suit got its anniversary reissue on vinyl. And Du Riecht So Gut, the debut single. And yeah, the only other extra is this poster. So yeah, you essentially, when you don't include the CD singles that can be picked up for relatively reasonable prices on the aftermarket, they weren't difficult to get 15 years ago, and they're not much more difficult to find now. But really, you are paying for a nice fancy box and a poster that anyone with any sense isn't going to do anything with. But we'll unfold the poster just this once. As posters go, I don't think it's the greatest really, but I think it's a deliberately cheesy kind of, meant to look like an old style family portrait really of the band there. You know, it's very sort of unlike Rammstein really. You know, they're all dressed kind of smartly, and it's got that sepia tint to it. It's nice though, it's a nice thing. It's kind of glossy on this side, the actual side of the image, but it's got a more sort of matte kind of feel on this side of the paper. Well, there we go. I'll go through the singles. I'll try and do them in order of release, or at least in order of how they're listed on the back of the box anyway. So start with Du Riecht So Gut. Now, an interesting thing about this single is early copies of it in Germany came scented. Presumably it was the scent of flowers, although with Rammstein I wouldn't put it past them to be something more unpleasant. This one won't be scented. I know it won't be, because the scented editions were digipacks, and this is obviously just a normal standard CD single case. Yeah, I mean, this has been kept in lovely condition. This, everyone knows how easy it is for CD cases to get scratched and dented. I'm just going to turn this round so that the proper CD image side is facing the back. But the tracks on here: Du Riecht So Gut single version, Wollt ihr das Bett in Flammen sehen, the album version, and then track 3 is a Skal remix of the title track. I don't know if I'm going to be reading out all the track listings for these, because it's going to mean a lot of really bad German pronunciation. Not that I've looked for many years, but the centered version of this single, the digipack edition, I think that's gone for quite a lot on the aftermarket, but I can't imagine after 25 plus years that the scent would have even survived, to be honest. So you'd probably pay more just for it being in a digipack case rather than a normal case. But anyway, this is the one that should come with the box, so it's not like I'm missing out on anything, because I'm not. Right, the next single, their second single, and the final one from Herzeleid was Seaman. Once again, I'll quickly show you that and then just turn it round. Tracks on here: Seaman, Der Meister, and Rammstein in the House, Time Writer remix. So yeah, I've owned all these CDs, as I say. I had these in my collection, and every single on CD up till, you know, the present day, which at that point was 2009, 2010. So I had all the singles from Herzeleid era up to Liebe ist für alle da. Beyond, actually, because they released Made in Germany, their compilation album, a couple of years after that, and that had a single off it as well. Or did it have two? No, one, I think. Anyway, what's next in this box? Engel comes next, and there's two singles. There's the normal one and the fan edition. So there's Engel. Track 1 is Engel, track 2 Sehnsucht, which is the title track for their second album. Track number 3 is the Eskimos and Egypt radio edit of Rammstein, which is a song. I know it's the band name, but it's a song as well. And an instrumental edit of that is track 4, and the original version of it is track 5. So there we are. So yeah, not an awful lot to talk about. These are CD singles after all. The fan edition of Engel Not quite sure why it's called the fan edition as opposed to CD2. But this one has the extended version of Engel, the live demo version from 1994 of Fewer Rade, Wildevine demo version. I love Wildevine, it's quite an under the radar Rammstein track, but it's turned up as a B-side and as a live track now and again, and it's really good. And a Eskimo and Egypt instrumental of the track Rammstein is track 4. So there we go. 2 more. Du Hast is next. I think arguably Rammstein's most famous track, because this is the one that MTV played a lot and it did fairly well in America. You know, it's the one that everyone knows. Incidentally, the most popular video on my channel is one I made many years ago before I classed myself as a YouTuber, and I'd found the English language version of Du Hast, which never got an official release anywhere to the best of my knowledge, and I dubbed it onto the original video. If I can remember to look that up, then I'll put it on screen now, but that continues to be my most popular video, one that I still get quite a few comments on all these years later. Mostly people complaining because they think it's mistranslated, the title, but that's people not paying attention and doing the research. Anyway, Du Hast, the German version, like I say, the English language version that was recorded, and they also did an English language version, although it was more bilingual, that English and German, of Engel. The single version is track 1, an album version of Buch dich from Sehnsucht is track 2, Jacob Hellner remix Du Hast is track 3, and track 4 is the Du Hast remix by Clawfinger. Lovely stuff. And the last CD in the package, and it's nice that this one has even got its hype sticker still on it. Inclusive de Bische Unverfick. Oh no, I'm not even going to try and read the rest of that. So this is Das Model. It was a standalone single. This hasn't appeared on any album. I'm trying to think if it appeared on the Made in Germany compilation, and you know what? I'm not sure it did. I should know, because I've got that album. But the track's on here, Das Model, which for those who don't know, it is a cover of the Kraftwerk track of the same name. The English version, The Model, which did very well in the UK. This is the German language version, because why would a German band cover another German band song but do it in English? Track 2 is Cocaine, good B-side, that I've always liked that. And track 3, Alter Mann, special version. And track 4 is Rammstein Computerspiel for Windows, so an old CD-ROM. I don't know if it shows a promo video or just audio clips or what, but that's something that is likely not going to work on any modern computer. Always like the artwork for that as well. And I like the artwork for pretty much everything Rammstein. That's one of the reasons why I enjoy collecting them so much, because they've just got a real distinctive aesthetic to them. So there we are, that is the box set. Yes, it's a lot of money. Yes, I keep justifying it by saying, but it goes for more than double what I paid on the aftermarket. I've wanted this for 15 years, finally got it. It's just a piece that I will listen to the singles, but it's just a piece that I want to keep nice, really. You know, I want to keep this in just mint condition. You can see this has come almost like it's just sort of fresh out the shops, but it's not. This is an item that came out in 1998 at the latest, so someone's been looking after this for 25 years or more, and I appreciate them for that. And I'm so happy to have got the Rammstein official single collection. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this very special Grail box set unboxing. I want to give special thanks, as always, to my wonderful subscribers and generous patrons. I'm going to go now. I'm going to listen to the singles in here, as I say, but for the time being, as I've always got a backlog of music to listen to first, as you know, I'm going to put this somewhere safe, and somewhere that hopefully I can kind of see it and enjoy looking at it. But I'm going to go and put this away, the wonderful, very premium, very nice Rammstein 6 CD singles box set. And I do hope that all of you will join me again next time for my next box set unboxing and music collecting video. Cheers everyone. See ya!